administration and at the athletic department in particular has agreed that you know there wasn't really ever any question that she was going to be one of the best coaches there at Christian High School.
Thank you.
Yeah, no doubt about it. So you guys, as we approach the season, long awaited, but maybe not extended like we'd like to see it. But what's the timetable like for you guys? What's practice like every day leading up? What's Coach told you about the games, Serene? What do you know?
Well, so far we're practicing every day now that we're able to. 3 to like 5:30, I think, in the gym. Yeah, so far it's really fun. It's been going really good. Definitely really sore from all the conditioning, but it's fun.
Well, you should talk to a couple of the Serene. You should talk to a couple of the football players because some of them were working out for I think it was 14 months, getting ready for their season. I don't think they even are sore in a game anymore because they're so physically toned up, and because they kept working so hard all across the county. We would talk to several of them, Christian, Granite Hills, Helix. They all were just, which is a good thing because reducing the amount of injury, but I'm sure it was still mentally, even for you girls, I mean, it had to be taxing on your mental status more than your physical, not being able to be better at your craft and actually showcase yourself and creating that film for the scouts to watch, and just working out. And I mean, that's fun and all, but when you keep getting pushed back, you get a little bit frustrated. But at the same time, here we are now, and that's why I think that this season, although shorter, is going to be one of the seasons to remember. And I think in each and every sport that's played this season in 2021, for that reason, because all the things that we had to endure as human beings, really, and as student athletes, coaches, media, anybody that had to do anything with sports, had anything to do with sports. I think all the timetables being pushed back, and CIF pushing back, politically being pushed back. I mean, to be where we are today is, I mean, you said it a couple of times, Coach. It's just a huge blessing that we are indoors now. I mean, we can actually, not only can we play indoor athletics, we can go out to dinner and actually be inside if we would choose to be. So, we got through a little over a year, and here we are. And I think that the mental psyche of everybody, you can tell, has done a complete 180, especially with student athletes.
Yeah, no doubt about it, Dave. And it was about a year ago I spoke to Coach Carrington about exactly what you were saying and what it takes really. This pre-pandemic surges, if you will, about the direction this program is going. So, KRISTIN, what kind of motivation can you have in this shortened season? I don't want to say because your scholarship is already in the bag, but you have maybe that motivation to move your name onto that McDonald's All-American list, from nominee to actual McDonald's All-American, but also you can instruct those younger teammates of yours, probably have some big games too. What kind of motivation would you have in a season like this when you've achieved so much? Oh, KRISTIN. Yep. I don't have your audio. Might be a.
Oh no.
No. Hold on. I'm gonna pull her, take her in and out real quick. Hang tight. Hang tight. Let me. Okay, Kristen, how about now? Oh,
Is she
all right.
muted?
No, I think it's on my end, though. Okay. I know she heard that question. Hold on, Dave. Keep going, Dave. I'm gonna.
So Coco, this for this season, it's a shortened season. What are you looking forward to most, and to improve on, and to bring to your team, being the youngster on the squad?
I'm probably looking forward to most just getting to play since we waited so long for a season, just anticipating it. And, there's a lot to prove, a lot to show that how hard you've been working. It's definitely going to show who's been working out or who's just been waiting around. So that's like the biggest thing for me.
Now, Coco, does it seem empty? I mean, you were so senior heavy last year, and I don't think empty is the word I should be using. It seems there's a lot more youth, on this particular team this year, as opposed to, so many veterans last year. So, what do you think the youth is going to bring to the table this season, along with the few veterans that you do have, to collaborate and become the winners that, we've expected Christian to be? I mean, because it is expected now. There's been so many championships, so many, winning seasons, and it's almost expected now.
I think the youth is like dependent on a lot this season, like more than other seasons because of how many seniors left. It's like a big spot, a big role to fill. But I think we're rebuilding, and as we grow together, it'll get easier.
And let me see if Kristen, you with me?
Can you hear me?
Oh, that's beautiful. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Yeah, just to reiterate, I know you remember the question. I'll say it again,
No,
though.
yeah, I remember.
Yeah, we know you're
I
headed
remember.
to the University of San Diego, and we've celebrated with you on that. And just
Yeah.
maybe what would the motivation be in a season like this? If you've secured a scholarship, we might not be playing for any big championships or something like that, but we know you're a baller. So you just want to get out there. What's your motivation?
My motivation is probably leaving a legacy. Coach Vicky talks about it all the time with all the players that we have. When I was a freshman, they talked to the seniors and the juniors about leaving a legacy for me. So now that I'm a senior, and it's been crazy, and I can't believe I'm already a senior, but leaving a legacy like this, like you said, I'm going to USD, and since we almost didn't have a season, my main focus was USD and getting ready for them and just focusing on them. But now, since I'm having a season, my main focus is obviously the team now. So getting ready for both, getting ready for a season, getting ready for USD, getting stronger mentally, physically, getting ready for those college 6'2" guards, 6'1" guards. It's gonna be tough, but I think right now for me it's just IQ and getting the minutes to play to try out some new moves, or just teaching, leading, getting ready for the next step, and just yeah, I think my motivation is probably around just like having a senior season, because that's like everyone's like thing is senior season, and now that me, Serene, and Coco, we're all back together and we can all play again. I think motivation is just behind the sisterhood and having fun with everyone, and just having fun with the season this year. Going to practice every day is motivation of itself. So yeah, I think it's going to be a fun time.
Serene, you looking for? I'm expecting it, and I would think that you would expect it, to have a record season, with rebounds this year, for your team. I mean, you've always been good, and I think that this year would be your year to who knows, maybe even set a record for most rebounds. I mean, it's a short season, but I think you have improved. I remember having conversation with Coach Vickie about you when you had first come over, and then I think about 6 months to a year later, she would tell me over the phone how much you had improved, and that was I think at the beginning of 2019, how much you had improved from when you originally came over from El Capitan.
Yeah, I'm really excited, like to just play and like show off what I've been working on. And yeah, getting a lot more rebounds is definitely one of my goals for this season.
Yeah, Serene, and tell us about your college plans at Arizona Christian. A blessing indeed, something you've had to work hard for, and we've seen you on the court. We know you've had your share of injuries, so you had to impress some people with your work ethic as well, and what you might be able to do, and what you might be able to prove in the future.
Yeah, I'm so excited to go to Arizona for college. And yes, it was like a huge struggle with like injuries, like transferring and having to sit out. But it all like worked out, and I'm very excited and blessed to be able to go to Arizona next year.
And Serene, you've grown so much mentally too. You can definitely tell the difference. And with Kristen too, to see that you guys are seniors now, it even makes me feel older. It was
crazy.
so quick. It was so quick that you guys are. I just remember that when you're freshmen, it's incredible to be where you are now, and just in that little bit of time, you guys have improved your craft so much because you have worked so hard. And a lot of times, this is the biggest key to a successful student athlete, is to push themselves forward and not necessarily just have the coach pushing them, but you have to have what it takes inside you to push, forward yourself without having others do. I mean, they help. They're there to assist you, but I think that everybody has to have it in them too to be that complete athlete. And I can definitely see that in you, Kristen and Serene, after so many of the from your younger years to where you are now.
Yeah.
I expect even in a shorter season for it to be a breakout season.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think mentally, I think COVID was a big thing for everyone, pushing through that. And I know a lot of people didn't get through it, and a lot of people did. A lot of people got off the radar for college coaches and just kind of fell off the grid. And I feel bad for those people because that was a chance to really step up your game and work out anywhere in your house, at a park, somewhere you could find to just get a ball on the ground and maybe a hoop to go in. But that was a hard time, not gonna lie. But I think pushing through that time was probably the hardest time to push through. Being
Did you
home
get
every
Dad
single
out there?
day. Yeah. Nah, he had work. He was an essential worker. Yeah, being an essential worker, he was going to work every day, and he would have to like get home, take off his shoes before he got in the house, stuff like that. He had to do the little stuff. But my mom was there, and she would come to the park and rebound for me, and so would my brothers. They moved back home, fortunately for me, and I got to play against them a lot. But yeah, it was a family growth moment too, honestly. I think we're very close as a family now, and after, I want to say, August 27th, we will all be out of the house, so mom and dad will be alone again. So, but yeah, definitely a growing moment. Yeah.
That's an incredible story within itself, really. That alone, and I'm sure that helped with your growth as well, and I think that it probably helped you mentally get through what some of the teens in this time and going through the COVID. Unfortunately, I think some of the, not just student athletes, but students, they didn't have that support system, and they were afraid to go to somebody. And I think that we really, and they're still out there. We really need to look for the signs of those folks out there, and really look to, bless them with what we've gone through and how we've succeeded, and share our success, and how we got through it. I think each, like your success story right there, I think would help a lot. And like I said, Ramon, that's a story within itself that, would definitely benefit others.
No doubt about it. Coach, what kind of schedule have you put together? How did you put a schedule together? Are you still putting a schedule together? When's our first game, and who are some of our opponents that we really want to see? I know we'll see some different opponents, but maybe those blockbuster Patriot matchups that we've become accustomed to over the last several years.
Well, I'll tell you, I mean, putting together a schedule this year has been somewhat difficult. I mean, because some schools don't have enough players to make teams. Some may be limited to playing teams within their school district only. I know that we're not allowed to go to LA and play this year, or NorCal. And typically our girls travel. We play in Arizona at national tournaments like Nike Tournament of Champions. We've gone to West Coast Jamboree, which is another national tournament, just to get that exposure and put our girls on the map. Unfortunately, we can't play those types of games, so we're scheduling basically with whoever we can schedule with. Again, like I said, our makeup is a little bit different than it has been in the past 3 years that we've been here at Christian. This is my 4th year, so we are a little different, but nonetheless, we're still a great team and a competitive team. We have a lot of talent, so I'm trying to match us up and make the girls shine. We will be playing teams like, as far as I know, we will be in a showcase where we are matched up with La Jolla Country Day. We are matched up with Mount Miguel, and I say those 2 names first because those are probably 2 of the more I guess the stronger teams that you're going to hear about throughout the season, as well as Cathedral. I mean, Cathedral's in our league. We play them twice. And then we're fortunate enough to get Bonita on the schedule. And again, those are 5 of your top teams in the county right there. We're probably going to be scheduling with Mission Hills. We're waiting for a date. And then we're also scheduling with other teams that have some talented players in their respective position too, like Maranatha Christian. They're a young, small school, but they have a stud athlete coming in as a freshman. Her name is Emmy, and she's a 6'2" forward, strong as can be, and outstanding talent. So we're super excited about being able to play those kinds of people with talented players. And I mean, our first game is the J Roulette Showcase. I'm not sure who we're matched up with yet, but we won't start playing until April 7th. Our volleyball girls are going on right now, and we do have a couple girls that are playing volleyball, and so we need to kind of balance things out with that, as well as just getting ourselves together, because we are younger and we don't have the depth that we've had in the past. When you have 9, 10, 11 varsity sports going on, and you've got, some teams that need 11 to 12 just to make one team. Like for soccer, they have to have 11 players out there, and they need 20 something girls out there to make that team. And same with softball and volleyball. So it's been a unique dynamic with girls trying to play for volleyball, basketball, soccer, softball, whatever it is that they do. It's been a challenge, but the blessing is that the girls that are committed are committed. And we're going to do whatever we do with who we have. I've been that coach that has only had 7 players in the past. Marlon Wells has done it at Bishops with 7 players in the past. And you get accustomed to doing what you have to do. The most important thing is encouraging our girls and making sure they stay healthy, doing the right kinds of workouts to strengthen their bodies and keep them healthy and physically strong, and then being in good shape so that if you are running with a 7-man woman roster, you're ready to roll and you can run. And it's not like, oh, we got to run in a zone the whole time because we're not in shape because we got 7 players. We got to do what we got to do, and we have that kind of talent and leadership, and that's sort of how we practice. We come out there with what we have. Whoever's here is what we got. We got what we have. Let's go. That's the mindset that we have. So
Ramon, it's funny she mentions that because I was talking to Coach Mike Mitchell, and he actually just straight came out and said, he goes, Dave, as you know, I'm just going to come out and say it. It's not a good night. I am juggling football and baseball. 25 of his players are playing football that are going to be playing on the baseball team. So if that kind of gives you an idea of what he's doing a big juggling act.
And I'd also say at Christian High, I think there are more multi-sport just because of the nature of the student body and the number of players that participate in athletics. I think Christian High probably has the most dual or tri-sport athletes of any of these county schools. That might be just an observation.
That's probably true, and it's primarily in the guys' side.
Yeah,
a lot of the boys, they have that mindset they're going to do 3 sports a season, and I think I've seen here, and this is kind of new for me, but what I've noticed here is accustomed to seeing more girls be a single sports or just committed to a sport that they're really trying to go to college for. So I've seen that, and you have a few girls that are multi-sports, but the majority of them are not. So.
And how about how much have you had to work with Coach Mitchell? Dave talked about it. I mean, Coach Danny Mitchell. We know both Coach Mitchells are a big force over there, but so far, new athletic director in there, and he's working his tail off as all these ADs are. And what is he doing for you? What do you do with Danny as a coach to athletic director?
He's awesome. You know what? We are so blessed to have Coach Mitchell. I know the girls will attest to that, and you can ask them as well. I mean, he's very supportive of all of us, and he's very encouraging, very, very open door policy. As far as me, like being in athletic administration with him, I am his associate, and I'm super honored to be able to serve alongside him. And my desire is to hold his arms up and make him shine. And whatever it is that I'm called to do as his assistant, I want to do it to the best of my ability to honor him. But first and foremost, in my efforts, it's for Christ, to be the best version of me, to honor my Lord and Savior. And with that, it causes me to want to give my best in anything that God has called me to do, as so simple as scanning papers and doing whatever I have to do with that scanned document. I want to make sure I do it right and do it to the best of my ability to make my boss's job easier. And that's just basically what I've tried to do since I've been at Christian, is, serving whomever God has called me to serve to the best of my ability. The roles have changed for me every year. I've kind of done a little something different. I've always been a part of the athletics, but I've had some things added to my role over the years, like Dean of Discipline, helping with that. Just, being at administration and working with the mentorship of young ladies. And also this year, I'm doing a little bit of athletic counseling, which is different than most schools don't have that. But I'm serving the school in whatever capacity that they need the help in. And I'm trying to work with student athletes to get scholarships, to learn how to get recruited, to put their stuff out there, and just teaching them the dynamics of speaking to coaches on the phone, presenting themselves with poise and knowing how to speak into whatever effect it is that I can make a difference in them. But yes, it's just a huge blessing. Coach Danny and I actually have a lot in common. I mean, our vision for athletes is so profoundly similar that it blows me away. Um, the excitement, the energy, the joy, we both have the same. We have the same. Um, and the kids will tell you too, just coming up, we're energetic. Danny's a lot younger than me. Like, I'm old enough to be his mom, but I share his sentiments with energy. We're both excited and fired up about the opportunity that we have for these kids here at Christian. And, you know, prayerfully, it'll continue to bloom. We want our athletic department to shine and be one of the best athletic schools in the county. That's our goal. That's our dream. That's our vision. And I mean, we don't have to be like the most winningest team. We just want the best. And the best is not always winning. The best is doing great with whatever you have, right? Your best is your best. So
you know, I was fortunate. I don't know why, Ramon, but it's funny that she mentions that, because just out of the blue, I've never done something like that in the past. But once the David Beazer had left office, I decided, you know what, this Danny guy sounds like a really class act, and I want to go check it out. Though I want to go meet him in person for myself, and I don't usually do something like that. And I went up to, I said, we can go to lunch, we can go out to dinner, we can, and he, no, we don't have to eat. He says that just come on over, and I just head down the street, went to his office, and sat and talked football, baseball, basketball, the whole program for about 45 minutes to an hour, just going over the history of Christian and what's been done, and the wins and losses, and it was just incredible. I could have talked to him for another 2-3 hours, as Coach Vickie's saying. I mean, he has so much heart and a great, like you said, a great vision for the athletic program, that I was just, I wanted to hear more. And so by the time I got out of there, he said, the thing that sticks out most, he said, and if you ever need, you or anybody from your team at East County Sports, if you even need us to, you know, before the game starts, if you need to show like a good slow motion play or whatever you want us to do, we'll do it. We'll take a couple guys aside and we'll do it for you, just so you can have something like that, whether it be to open one of your shows or to showcase our team for that particular day. So just amazing. I was just like, I've never heard this before. So like I said, I finally left because he goes, Dave, we're gonna be up here all day if you. So we finally parted our ways, but you're definitely right, and like the girls could definitely attest to it, and all the student athletes throughout the campus. I think he took a lot of that. David Beazer even said that. He said you asked him about when he was a quarterback, and he said he was born a leader, and I knew that when I coached him and he played quarterback for Christian. He said he's definitely the best fit, and that's what David Beazer said. He's definitely the best fit for Christian. So,
and I would agree. He has an incredible heart, and he is for every single sport, every single student athlete. He is a true servant himself, and he's very honoring to our principal. And I absolutely love that. Like, my desire is to hold his arms up, his desire is to hold her arms up. And so it's just a great marriage, if you will, from an administrative and educational stance, that the way that the Lord has set it up for our school and the dynamics and the positions that he has people in place of, it's been a great, great, great marriage. It's
You just
awesome.
hope because, like you said, he's younger, he's good at what he does, and he's back home at Christian. So you just hope he
Yes.
follows in his dad's footsteps and doesn't go anywhere because obviously this man has a lot of potential, and people are maybe going to be calling to suit him beyond this if he don't have too much success over there at Christian High. That's what I'm saying. And when Vickie said that they had a lot in common, I thought she was going to tell me that she started her football career in Germany and ended up grooming a Division I quarterback. But so, Coco, when you see all the success of these players and knowing that you have these 3 years and you have some younger players, obviously, like Coach said, I mean, there might be even a little bit of a missing group there as we get to the younger talent. This season is going to be over before you know it, with all due respect to Serene and KRISTIN. So do you younger players feel pressure at Christian High to keep winning, or as long as you work hard and serve, that'll come?
No, I don't think we feel pressure. I think we're all just very excited, and we know what we need to do to get better. And as we get better, the success will come.
Before we conclude, I wanted to get these two things out of these two questions answered. And number one, and this is for Serene and KRISTIN in particular, but Coco as well. How about a sweep of Cathedral Catholic this season?
Oh, I would love that. Believe me.
Coach, is there?
I'm just saying a goal. It's a good goal. And what I was also going to ask him, most importantly, I'll start with you, KRISTIN. Do you have a major that you're looking into beyond basketball or as a secondary plan?
Yeah, so I am either I have a couple options. They're all very different, but I mean, you gotta figure out like what you want to do in life. So obviously I would love to play basketball my whole life, but can't do that. Gotta take off the shoes at some point and just let God take over the path. So for me, anesthesiology would be my number one, and then pharmaceuticals, since my dad is in that era, he would help me grow in that aspect. Real estate, I know my brother's getting into that, so I know it's completely different, but real estate and business management, something like that. Yeah, so it's because I want to live in San Diego, so I know I have to make some money to be here for the next couple years of my life. So I know a little bit about that, but yeah, the cost of living does go up every single year, and I've been told that. So my parents, they're inspiration for me, so I feel like I'm following in their footsteps and just like working hard for what I need to do. I feel like anesthesiology would be the best fit. I just need to figure out if I love it or not, and we'll see how it goes from there. But yeah,
it's a sunshine tax. Serene,
yeah.
do you have a major in mind? Something that you besides basketball that you are passionate about as a secondary?
Yeah, I want to study like liberal arts to become like an elementary teacher. I've just always been interested, like with
Wow.
That's
impressive. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, younger kids. That's a lot of patience and
yeah.
That's impressive. No,
Coach,
as many kids as it's impressive.
will we be playing for a league championship this year? Have you guys agreed to do so or not in your league?
Actually, the CIF is still working out details on playoffs and championships. I mean, it's on the schedule, but
Okay.
it's definitely on the schedule. But the way we play for league championship is that, you know, we're in the Western League, and it is Sarah, Cathedral, Point Loma, Christian, and Scripps Ranch. Those are 5 schools in our particular league. And obviously that one to be the league champion would be based on, you know, your win-loss record.
Okay.
And last year Cathedral won it, and the year before we tied. We both were co-champions, and the year before that we won it. So this will be, a great year to strive for that goal.
Yeah, I didn't know if necessarily. I think there might be an official tag to it, maybe because you get an award to be a champion for the league, or a patch for your letter or something like that. So I think that they'll make it. But again, we're able to deal with a longer season, Dave. I'm thinking about the other sports too that aren't necessarily getting the opportunity maybe to compete for a league championship. And what about the development of players, coach? We would be completed with our season already. Is it interesting to you as a mentor to see your athletes basically being 3, 4, 5 months older, beginning their season? Is there anything to that in their development physically that would make you would change any coaching? Like you were kind of kidding. I don't know if we were going to let them loose a little bit and let them freewheel a little bit if we're just out there having fun in a short season.
Well, honestly, just keeping it real, we teach basketball, we run plays, we have plays, and that's for the discipline. But I tell my girls all the time, I'm more about you making plays than running plays. So we want to be able to create our own offenses. Our girls are smart and talented enough that they can do it. I know that both Coco and Kristen, from guard standpoints, have the ability to run the system and create, and they know when there's a two-man opportunity for them to run two-man, or when they need to clear someone out and create and take their own player. And I mean, I think we've been blessed with that. And Kristen has the smarts to lead all of that. I've seen that improvement and that growth in Coco. We have a senior named Jaya Little who's got that ability as well. Like, as far as she's more so of a pass first point guard, but she's able to get the ball to people. And both Coco and Kristen are those guards that create for themselves, and they're scoring guards. So I'm excited to see what they do. And so yeah, we have plays, but I mean, it's okay if we don't run them all the time.
Right.
We want to get up and down the floor, and if we can play good defense and create our offense, that's even better.
And I'm sure Kristen I mean, you're gonna play smart, of course, but I've seen on more than one occasion, because I do keep my ears open when Coach is doing her thing and coaching, and I can hear, even if I'm on the other side, I can hear her talking to you guys, and and sometimes telling you, shoot it, so she does have faith in you guys when you're on the floor, and your basketball IQ, and you've been doing it for so long now. Kristen in particular, I mean, you're the 3-point master as far as I've seen anyway. And I've watched you hit those buckets for a couple of years now, and many, many games. I got a lot of footage to that. So
some fun
I think
times.
that
yeah, Kristen, what do you think they look at? We talked about your McDonald's All-American nomination. We know it's how the process works a little bit, but was it about as much your ball handling as the shooting? You're such a complete player out there. What do you need to work on as a player? Really, come on.
Oh, I have a lot to work on. I've been told by so many coaches that I have a lot of potential, and I'm barely breaking the surface. So I think I have a lot of the skills already, and I think at this point it's just playing and getting the feel of screen and roll, and just practicing that aspect and perfecting that, so that way when I come off of it, I know what I have. And I think in college that'll be a big deal too. Fixing my mid-range, just making sure everything is clean and smooth, getting stronger, being able to finish at the rim as well, because being a shooter, known for that, it's a huge pleasure and a huge not so pleasure, because people like to face guard me a lot. It's not very fun. I know you guys have seen that. So for me, it's about pump fakes and a lot of fakes and just getting to the basket at this point, getting some free throws in. I know I didn't shoot a lot last year of those, but I think that's the biggest thing for me at this point is strength, quicker release. I think it'll get a little quicker, but I know it's quick already. So, yeah, those are a couple things I need to work on. There's probably a lot more. I just don't know it yet.
And Kristen has already made the improvement of the number one thing that myself and our club director for Cal Sparks has always pushed her in, and that's getting better defensively. Because, you know,
Yes.
obviously at the next level,
Yes.
she's got to be able to guard a point guard or shooting guard that is her caliber or better. And so we've really focused on making sure that she can guard her position well. And it's the same thing with Serene. You know, she's you know, in high school, there are not a lot of 6'3", you know, girls out there. I mean, Country Day has one, Cathedral has one. I mean, there are a few schools that have them, but not a lot. And so we're super blessed that we have them. And LCAP has a couple big girls, and so does Modern Day. But why I say that is that oftentimes in practice you don't have the same height of player to defend. So if we can work on that for Serene, that's going to take her game to another level, because in college she's going to be guarding some 6'5", centers and you know, forwards and whatnot. So 6'3", 6'4", 6'5". So those are things that we are working on to improve in. And with like Coco, because she is young, it's just more in terms of her leadership and understanding how to lead, because sometimes it's hard. I think she learned that this summer playing with our club team. And, you know, some of the girls, we were super blessed with a talented group of girls, but many of them were skilled players that hadn't played high level basketball. So that was a challenge, but learning how to lead in the midst of the storm, because there's, you know, a lot of talent. And as a good leader, people are going to be motivated by your encouragement, right? So that's one thing I tell all three of them. Serena, Kristen are our senior captains. They're our captains this year. Coco's a captain as well, but she kind of declined that position because she didn't feel she was ready for that this year, which is okay. And I respect that feel, but also just being the only other returning varsity full-time player, it's important for her to learn to lead well. And I think she has good leadership in front of her, because our school's a Christian school. So we have the spiritual leadership, we have the on-court leadership, we have the off-court leadership, we have the academic leadership. We have a team full of leaders. So now we just have to have everybody not worry about who really is the captain and everybody lead. But yeah.
And Serene, you're probably going to be working on not only the rebounds, but you're also probably going to work on a couple of blocks that turn into steals. So your steals are going to definitely go up this year as well. The way you play defense. I mean, like Coach said, you're one of the taller ones on the court, and I mean you've gotten better each year. So I think that and back to Kristen too, same thing. That's one thing, and I probably repeated it in a couple of the interviews now that I recall, that you guys played tremendous defense as a whole. Your seniors as well. It was more of a defensive team, don't you think, Kristen, last year than it was an offensive team?
I think last year we focused more on stuff like that during like season stuff. Preseason we would work on more of offense, and skills. But during season, when we had good teams, Cathedral, Country Day, we would spend hours watching film, dissecting everything. And I knew that was a huge thing for Coach Vicky too, because we wanted to get the college feel and have film and practice and weight room. So I feel like when I go into college, I'll be ready for that. But definitely for Cathedral, we would watch film so many times, and we just knew every single player down the stretch. It was pretty incredible to see how hard we worked on that stuff. And Coach D even would tell you how hard we work on all that stuff. She plays every position pretty much and would scrimmage us and make us better in every aspect. She'd be Ice, she'd be Izzy, she'd be everyone, and just move around the whole gym and just would go through each one of us and just be like, she's going to do this on you, she's going to do this. So having the ability for that, and we'd also have other coaches help us for other stuff like that for different positions. But definitely defensively, we really grew and focused on it because defense wins championships and defense makes offense. So for us, I know the first time we played Cathedral, we would just get the ball and we would throw it and get easy buckets, and we ran them up the court. So I think that's going to be another thing that we should focus on too, being shaped for that. So yeah.
Yeah, you guys were tremendous defenders last year. A complete 180 from the prior year for sure. Not that offense is a bad thing, but you could tell that was the focus. I mean, I don't have your numbers in front of me, but oh my goodness, everybody was stealing the ball. I just all the time against every team. You guys had many steals, a lot of blocks, just incredible defense. And I think you won a majority of your games by playing that tough defense. Instead of scoring as many points, you were focused on taking the ball away or scoring the points as a result of playing great defense.
Yeah, and last year we had a different makeup. Our personnel was different, and we were a faster team with Simone's ability to get up and down the floor so quickly. But I know too that our girls' speed has increased also. That's one of the things that impressed me. I know over the summer we had college coaches talking about, the quickness of our guards, and Coco's one of those guards that they would talk about on her speed. Then we'd have, the ability of Serene really has worked on her mid-range and her inside shot, because that's going to be huge for her at the next level. And now we are working on her ability to shoot the 3-ball. So those little areas of growth is going to make us look a little different. I mean, and KRISTIN, she can do it all, get to the rack. She can score on all 3 levels. And that's what makes her dangerous. And I don't know, we have, like I said, our girls that, are not on this call. Like I said, Japonica Melvin, Tiffany Bickford, Jaya Little. I mean, they're very good players. Incoming Amaya Walker's a freshman who has a lot of potential. And of course with that makeup, I mean, we have the ability to still be good. But it is going to be a different feel of a team.
You're gonna be competitive any way you look at it, Coach. It sounds to me, and it may look different, but I wouldn't be surprised if you win a majority of your games. I know you're humble, but I think at the same time, I do see quite a W's stacking up in that column. So
it doesn't
I'll just go ahet and say it.
It doesn't say 300 on the wall. That ain't done in crayon, okay? 300th victory. What a moment that awesome. Was to share with Coach Vickie, and we're adding on to it this year, thankfully. Dave, we'll wrap it up with them because we spent an hour. It's a school night, but I just wanted to ask. First, I wanted to acknowledge Coco's humble position of not officially accepting the captaincy. I think obviously a future captain, and now she'll know that she has to watch the captains and continue to learn. I kind of reminds me of when they tried to give Dolly Parton the Presidential Medal of Freedom like 30 times, and she kept saying no. So, but Coach Vickie, I saw that great picture. I used it as the thumbnail It looked more like a ladies' night out. It had you and Kristen. And was that and Serene? Was that the captain's dinner that you took him to? You guys looked great, like you were out on the town at a spectacular dinner. What was that?
It was from Nike Tournament of Champions.
Wonderful. That was great. Dave, so great to spend this time with the Christian High Patriots. I can't believe we finally got to this point and we have a basketball season. Great. It's awesome, Dave.
Absolutely. I can't wait to get out onto the floor and actually be able to see you guys in action. And I really appreciate you guys taking some time out of your busy schedules also, and going over what your season is going to look like. And we always appreciate having you ladies on and sharing your expertise with us. And for Ramon Scott, I'm Dave Dickens, and everyone have a pleasant evening.
Bye, you guys. Thanks.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.